Warming China did not turn off your mic wasn't on in the first place. And that is just it, there's no rocket science about it. But the PNP just always want the grandstanding, and that's sort of them problem.
But when it was declared that the Baga zone of special operations where Andrew Holness did do back in 2017 back to 2019 them time, that when it was declared, say all of them they did unconstitutional, people still come out and say just because of Andrew Holness and because them hate this and because them hate that. Right? Even though it was done by books, and even if you look it up, you will see say it was done unconstitutional. You get me? But you know, at the end of the day, people just are gonna always praise Andrew Holness for whatever I do for some reason. I don't see it, but you know, the conversation was if it was against the law. So I raised where the issue was. Right? What Mark Golding them say is the last proceedings or the last parliament, them never like how she handle things, so them never want to go through that again. So them never want to put her through. You get me? You never want her to do it again. So them did it, them know everything will happen, and them just never want to go through that again. You get me? So basically, I'm not even say against the law, them just never like how she handle things, and that's it. You get me? So I'm not saying nothing against the law or whatever, and we can see the actions that play out, because if it's a case where them ask a question or them shouldn't ask the question or ask the question to the incorrect person, that way the way them carry it out, it don't look good. That way the way where she carry it out and say, hey, you know, if you talk this, that, or whatever she did go with, that's never something we should have done. That don't look good for Jamaica. None at all. You get me? And at the end of the day, right there, so in other house there, it is not a JLP versus PNP, it's a Jamaica thing, because at the end of the day, them govern Jamaica. You get me? So if them not get together and do what them need to do in this, so the country not go run good. So it's not a who vote for who are JLP versus PNP, I just what better for the country. So that what them go on with just never better for the country. Right there, so. You get me? But I guess I just a PNP versus JLP thing. What we not understanding now, them need to can agree on certain things to run the country good. That is a fact. That is needed in a Jamaica. It is not a thing about JLP or PNP. So if you ever sit down and look on it through a JLP lens, that makes zero sense. You get me?
Let me just sketch for share something. On my view, and probably other people view it that way when it comes on to conflict of interest. Yes. At the interest, me have an interest to buying a piece of property, and somebody have an interest to sell the property. Then somebody come and say, all right, you represent you for sell the property, and then go represent the person who will buy the property at the same time. Who them are gonna look out for more now? They might look out for the buyer more, or they might look out for the seller more. That's when it becomes a conflict of interest. You understand?
Exactly.
So if me have a business and I bring in my family, I'm gonna treat my family better than my workers, so to speak, which that shouldn't be. That now become favoritism. You understand? So it's different when it comes out to conflict and favoritism. Two different things. You understand? And when we are look on things in the perspective of the people, we have to know how to extract things out. The important message that is being sent, we have to extract that and hold both parties accountable. What will be done about it? You understand? So we are looking at it from non-political side now. The next thing, we can have policy in place where bottleneck the system per se. Like me use this guide. We have a community where the water pies in the community, and the particular representative find out and him want get the message across so everybody at the relevant party can hear, because the channel where I use come like it now reach now. So him want speak it in the house so the people can hear and the full house of parliament can hear. We can make sure a set of policies or rules overshadow the importantness of message to come across. We have to make sure we have provision for that. And that is not a party something, that is just as straightforward as conscious thinking people to say, listen to me. We can't have the baby around us are dead. And by the time through the policy, we have got through the policy, the baby dead by the time to get assistance. We can't afford that. You understand? So we have to look on it both ways.
All right, how to put it this way? So Miss Holness won her seat by 9,364 votes, right? She was not put there to be Speaker of the House by Andrew Holness. The team voted for her. She was put there by the team, the winning team that is supposed to choose who they want to be the Speaker of the House. And she is overqualified to sit in that position. PNPs are not happy about that because PNPs are on a mission to bring down Andrew Holness and his wife, those specific two, who's doing a great job on the international scale representing Jamaica. With Andrew Holness being the leader, CARICOM, Ms. Holness just got a big position in Commonwealth. She was also appointed. But for PNP, she's just like a piece of trash to them. They degrade this woman. They have the worst to say about her. They disrespect her. Everything bad on the book. They drag this woman through the mud, like they're on social media calling Andrew Holness a criminal and a thief, when there's nothing out there that he was found guilty of or put down on the books to say, okay, well, this is what we have against him. Yeah, it's going to be foolishness because this is the only thing that PNP can run with instead of selling their leader, Mark Golden, his plans and what he have. They get on social media and tear down Jamaica, tear down Andrew Holness and his wife, you know? So they never wanted to give her a chance. They have no plans on giving her a fair chance on doing her job, which she is overqualified for. The position that the team voted on and give to her as House Speaker, right? The winning team that's supposed to be making that decision. The opposition just need to take a back seat because you guys lost and let the team deal with it and do what they have to do. So give her a chance. They didn't want her there in the first place. So any little thing, they're going to come out and they're going to tear her down. That's the plan. All right. Now, from that simple little thing, what happened? Mark Golden and his team walk out. If it's up to me, I wish they could have just disqualified them for the rest of the year, you know, for walking out, because that was kind of childish. You understand? Mark Golden went to the swearing in and he showed no respect at that swearing in. He sit there like, you know, like a spoiled kid who didn't get what he wanted. He sit there. He didn't get up out that seat once he sit down. He didn't even stand up for the national anthem. He sit there and his face literally turned red because he did not win leadership. There was no one Marky G and it was never prime minister. Like Wami said, he will always sit on the opposition side. He will never get leadership in this country. But anyways, PNPs are out to get Andrew Holness and his wife. So the least little thing, they will just blow it out of proportion and make it what it's not because they want to tear down Andrew Holness and his wife.
But me gonna tell you why I like how Wami behaved yesterday. Why I respect how Wami acted yesterday. Because as a Jamaican, and explaining Parliament to people who don't understand Parliament, look how Warmington behaved towards his government. His government that is in power. You can see that he is a balanced representative. He's not biased. You can see that he's not biased. He is a balanced representative. And you wonder why every time Wami go up for re-election, Wami is re-elected. Because the man is a real man. The man is a real man. Why you think Wami have the big support that we have? Oh no, so Warmington is the one who get the biggest vote, the biggest numbers in vote. Why you think them support Wami so? Why do you think them support Wami so, Steve? Because if you go to Warmington and ask him for something, he might tell you the truth, you know. He might say me see up on corner every day or about you and me go, but no, you come and ask for help. He might tell you the truth, you know. And then Wami I go say, but me still don't help you. But when I tell you, if I see you back on him, I'm going to tell you the truth. That is the thing with Warmington. Him don't sugarcoat nothing. He's a straight man, straight shooter. Yesterday, Warmington shows me that he is balanced. In the business, in balance. And the government business is the government business. Hi, sexy. Warmington showed me yesterday. I know I watched my daughter call me today, pretty girl, Shanna. She hung up the phone for me because she called me and she said, how you like the embarrassment of your government? And I said, it is not an embarrassment. And whoever is playing Warmington video, they are just proving a point that Warmington stood up. Warmington is representing his constituency, but he is also a Jamaica Labour Party member of parliament. And he stood up when his colleague, Jamaica Labour Party MP member of parliament, is speaking. Warmington stood up. He didn't stand up when the opposition leader was reading in Spanish. No, he stood up when his own colleague are reading in Spanish and said, me not upon that. Me not upon that. And him pull out. Don't play with him. Him know him. Him pull that bitch. Don't play with Warmington. He will pull out him standing out of days and night. And I'm saying Warmington was balanced and Warmington showed that he's not biased. Whenever you see Warmington get up in a parliament and stand up for the PNP, them with them foolishness, him know the code of conduct and him know him government business. And so when you, the PNP, brand new MP come in parliament, I watched you yesterday now, the speaker of the house has speak and she's correcting you and you still are attack. While she's speaking, you still attack. Thank you, speakers. Thank you, speaker. That is rude and disrespect. I mean, no, a lot of you never pay attention to that, While JULIET HOLNESS was speaking, he was continuing to say, thank you, speaker, like him want to shut her down. I'm telling you what I get from yesterday. But now the PNP come out with a plan. Everything you do on a grandstand. Everything you do on a grandstand. You want to make JULIET HOLNESS to you PNP was trying to show that JULIET HOLNESS is too strong to be the speaker. But the problem is, that is who we need as the speaker. We need a strong leader and she's a woman. And you men now walk over her. Forget that she's the Prime Minister's wife. The Prime Minister is not the one that elected her minister. The Prime Minister is not the one that elected her MP for our constituency. It is the people who did that. And it's because she worked why they elected her and re-elected her as MP. Not because it's Andrew Holness' wife. Because as you can see, MP who worked and worked and worked and worked, and you can see with your eyes the work that these MP did. Who no ungrateful Jamaicans didn't re-elect her. And so I'm saying this to say, JULIET HOLNESS wasn't put in there because she is the wife. She is the wife of Andrew Holness. She was placed there because our constituency and people voted for her to represent her. For her to represent them. And so she standing in parliament as a strong black woman. And she not take no bullshit. Yes, Chris, she was elected by the people. And she's in parliament because of the people, not because of her husband. And so yesterday I saw the PNP grandstanding, making a mockery of the people's business. I watch you, big black bullfrog. The man will stand up, I never know his name. When she's correcting you, she's speaking. And while she's speaking, you continue to talk and talk about, okay, yes, thank you, speaker, thank you. But she was speaking. It is rude. It is rude of you. She's still speaking. Allow her, and then you can say, thank you, speaker, and say what you have to say. But JULIET HOLNESS a talk, and you are disrespect her. I come talk about, yes, speaker. You still continue to speak while she's talking. Let me tell you something. One thing with me now. I am not a truck. I am not a winner. I am not them labor right over yesterday. Die-hearted labor right. Me not die-hearted. Me just turned a Jamaica Labour Party supporter last year. Very new to this politics, but I've done my research. And one thing I can tell you, that what I have seen so far, the Jamaica Labour Party is doing good in Jamaica. You see, the People's National Party, they are not about the people's business. You see, whoever them 28 they were only elect to represent, they are only there to grandstand. and to put on a mockery show. To put on a mockery show. Me want to ask one question. One question. When Juliet Holness keep on repeating herself about the rules of the house, una put up on her hand just to be heard. But you know really don't mean and I wanna say. Una don't understand the government business neither. Because una expect to get a full breakdown of preparation for a storm that is coming. But the breakdown wouldn't be in Parliament yesterday. The breakdown would have been in a conference meeting, whether at Jamaica House or whether at wherever. It would have been between the mayors, the councillor, and these other investors that are pretty much the firefighters, the disaster preparedness. And now guys are sitting in Parliament and on a sit down there ask questions about preparedness. When, how? When, how? And when Juliet Holness is correcting you guys continue with the slackness. But let me tell you something, Mark Golding, me, I'm going to tell you something, Mark Golding. You and your 28 minions don't represent half of Jamaica. Me not care for 28 of them voting in. If you have 28 constituents on the win, let me tell you what happened. I'm money making no do this so. I'm money making no get vote. Nothing else, because I'm going to tell you something. Anybody will vote for you, Mark Golding, when you don't represent Jamaica. We had a big Heroes Day just a couple days ago. We had an award ceremony for people who we elected as good productive citizens, as good productive citizen. Leadership in Jamaica. We gave award to people who we highlight and we show appreciation to these people. Where were you, Mark Golding? Where were you? Where were you, Mark Golding? Me a turn donor. Where were you, Mark Golding? You send a first-time MP, a China body woman, a first-time MP if you come sit down beside Juliet Holness. I don't understand. I bet you did send Damian Crawford, the goat man. I bet you send Peter Bunting. You send a first-time MP if you come sit down in a front row so she represents you, Mark Golding. But me, you want to understand. Do you respect the Jamaican people and Jamaica flag? Do you respect where we've been and what we are today? How can you respect us when I've never seen you attended one event with respect? You attended the Prime Minister inauguration, and what did you do, sir? When the Prime Minister is walking out, you sat down. You not get up. But when the Governor General who represents the Queen, not even the Queen, the King, when the Governor General walked out who represents the King, you stood up. All attention. When the Governor General walked out and the Governor General represents the King, you stood up for the Governor General. And I keep saying this and I don't think you guys understand what I'm saying now. When the Governor General walked out at the Prime Minister inauguration ceremony, Mark Golding stood up, all attention, proud, and he sat back down. When they announced Andrew Holness and they opened the door for Andrew Holness to walk out, Mark Golding continued to sit. It's not childish, it is more than childish. Mark Golding continued to sit. That is a disrespect. That is a disrespect. When you go to church, a Catholic church, and the priest come around with it sitting in their hand, everybody stand up. Correct? You, Mark Golding, stand up for the priest. When the priest come to the Catholic church and I walk up and down with it sitting, you, Mark Golding, stand up for the priest. But me, I say, you stand up for the King's representative, the Governor General. When Andrew Holness come out, you sit down. We have a big National Heroes Day the other day, and we had a big celebration. We celebrated a youth as young as 14 years old. Did you know that? We give honors to a little young Jamaican. A young Jamaican as young as 14 years old. Do you know what we are setting him up, what we are setting up this young man for? Do you know by giving this young man this award what we have done for him at such young age? Where were you, sir? Where were you, sir? You say you're Jamaican. Where were you? nothing else in the world could have been more important than that day. To see that young man, 14 years old, see the Prime Minister and the opposition leader supporting him and what he meant and what he represented at 14. He would have been our next Prime Minister. And all the other people that got an award, for whether they were civil servants, police officers, nurse, doctor, whether they were broadcasters, whether they were simple Jamaicans, your presence were needed because you are the one that was on the ballot just a month ago asking for us to choose you as a leader for Jamaica. You was on the ballot a month ago, September 3rd ballot, asking me to choose you to lead me as a Jamaican. But if you don't see yourself as a Jamaican, Mark Golden, how would I choose you? I didn't choose you then. And every day you continue to show me that you don't mean Jamaica no good. You don't care about Jamaica. You're not a Jamaican. And you don't love Jamaica. Because back to back, I see people take plane from Jamaica, from foreign and call Jamaica for smaller event. I see people excited for go home Independence Day. Forgot the event them down there. I see people take plane and go down to Jamaica. For go watch the reggae boy them a play. I see Andrew Owens at the stadium and watch the reggae boy them excited about the reggae boy them. The things that Jamaican do, Mark Golden, is what makes us not only proud Jamaican, but what really hardy. Me not see that in you until today, you know. I haven't seen that in you up until today, Mark Golden. Yet you sit in Parliament yesterday, grandstanding with your 28 Dominions, with your 28 Rangers, and none of you are really representing the people that you claim you are there for. Now, when you, Nikisha Burchell, I come tell people, say, you is the reason why road work starting in St. James because of you. Me want you to tell me how. When Uno PNP during the election campaign, Uno tell we said the road work and procurement process take too long. You are the ones that were protesting about how long these things take. And when you do Nikisha Burchell, make you were elect, you won election on September 3rd. You were sworn in 2 weeks after. And not even 3 weeks after you are get road fix. How is that possible? Me a turn donor. How is that possible? And the next one, along Westmoreland, where I claim George Wright work that George Wright has done. Me want to know how you come in and in 3 weeks you get work done so quick. Again, you know, the lying begins with the head. Mark Golden is the biggest liar and the biggest propagandist when it comes to the People's National Party. Mark Golden is the head, and everything what the man say is lie and propaganda. Guess what? You have a 28 minions that are just as liars you are. 28 minions who stand in front of thousands of Jamaicans and still tell us the same lies that you have been doing, sir. And me I tell you this now. Me see Alvaro, me see the whole now put up videos and I make these lies over and over and over. I sound biased. That's okay. Again, there are thousands of people you could be watching. And one thing about me, when my government do something wrong, me are the first one for come and this come tell them say them wrong. Me are the first one for come and this come tell them say them wrong. And me want to ask you something, Sonny, if me sound biased. Are you gonna vote for a man who don't support nothing when it comes to anything uplifting Jamaica? No event that Mark Golden go to, none of them Mark Golden go to. When Mark Golden go to them, he don't stand for the flag, him not wear the color, nothing. It took about 3 hours for JULIET owners to get to know and for just get a calm in the parliament. You know, notice that when you walk out, the parliament become a peace and quiet. Guess what? For the next rest of parliament, you know, continue to walk out. Continue to walk out. Because I realize when uno in there, a coronation market. But when uno leave, with the uptown. Uno do me a favor. Continue to walk out of parliament. Because when you guys are in parliament, it's like we're a coronation market. But when you guys are out of parliament, the government business can continue. Let me tell you this. Why, Juliet? Why? Because in everything you do, there's order. There's principle and there's order. On and on can come bully pulpit parliament. I don't want to feel so because all these months in attacks, so Juliet Holness, Andrew Holness' wife, and she's not supposed to be the speaker. On and on can come bully us. On and on can come intimidate Juliet Holness and now come intimidate parliament. You are the opposition. You are the opposition. We're not going to intimidate the woman. That isn't a problem. We're not saying me bias. We're not saying me bias. The question is there for you to answer. It's called questions and answer. It is called questions and answer. Ask the question. It is not a point for you to know. Bring up who owes who didn't get paid. It is not the moment to know campaign about who represent who, what constituency you're from, who elected you. It is not a campaign mission. It is not a campaign mission. We don't need to hear where you're from, who elected you. We don't need to hear nothing more. You need to ask questions. It is government business. You think we, the people who are watching, don't have time to sit down in there? I listen to this back and forth between Juliet Holness and try to keep order in the parliament. I'm going to tell you something. You see, most of you when you start shut off on the mouth, you don't watch parliament. JIS yesterday, 500 and something people me see in there watch parliament. Half of you only watch Vice video clippings. You only watch video clippings on TikTok. You don't watch parliament. I'm going to talk about things them. You see, half of you want to shut off on the mouth. When you come like the rest of them on TikTok, when you wake up every morning and scroll through TikTok and wait for what they call it, the voice note and video clippings, and then you make an opinion from video clippings. When you sit down for the 3-4 hours and watch parliament, you can't chat to me then. You don't watch parliament. You don't watch video clippings, you don't watch parliament. If you had watched parliament, you would have seen the disrespect that these people were doing yesterday. Even when the speaker is correcting them, when you still not get it, when you come back with the same question, but it's not question, you know, we all kind of sit before and ask question. When you go back and watch parliament, when you start watch parliament from its start until when it close, when you come back and talk to me, then you can't chat to me. The one that made the panel chat off their mouth, when you wake up this morning and watch video clippings and not chat off in the mouth, and I can't chat to me. Juliet, not going nowhere. So guess what? Eat it and love it. Juliet Holness not gonna wear. Andrew Holness not gonna wear. Eat it and love it. If you don't know, my mother always say, if you can't beat one of a giant way, you can't beat one of a giant way. When you say lose the election, if you can't beat one of a giant way, and do me a favor, just join supporting Jamaica. Put Jamaica first. Join way. By putting Jamaica first. Putting Jamaica first mean that when I love Jamaica and it's the country when I put first. Not a party. And that isn't a problem. You are so biased and you are about a party. You can't say nothing else past that. You can't say nothing else past that. It's so much about a party. You can't even sit down and watch parliament with an open mind. Because all you see is a party. And the fact of the matter is it hurts us so much because you are on the opposition side. And as the opposition, you can't stand the fact that Juliet Holness, the same woman where Mark Golden claims say her construction company, how much money them have, how them get money. It hurt to the shit out of you, Mark Golden, and the whole of the PNP, because the fact for say the woman wanna beat and class her husband and her 2 sons them. Is now the head of their house and are telling us to shut the shit up, turn the goddamn mic off. Burp. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Turn the damn mic off, Juliet. Yeah, and that's hurting, you know. The woman wanna beat, the class on her husband, class her 2 sons. We never know something about an election. But well-thinking Jamaicans like me would not sit back and allow you to choose government. And so I thank all my Jamaicans who went out and chose Jamaica. Well-thinking Jamaican like you and I did not allow Sonny to choose Jamaica. because his choosing of Jamaica would have been the People's National Party. Well-thinking Jamaican like you and I, guys, went out and voted to keep the Jamaica Labour Party in power because we want good governance. We don't want hype. Like Rosalie said, a name over back. A name over back. She called her name over fact. She have a name. Well, we don't choose hype over governance. We choose governance over hype. Good governance over hype. And that's why myself and well-thinking Jamaican, like most of my people on here, went out and voted to keep Andrew Holness as the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And so for the ones them who have a problem with Juliet Holness, drink water and mind your business.